It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We're now joined in the infield media center by driver number 88, Amp Energy National Guard Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale, obviously a lot of talk in the news this weekend about new interim crew chief coming up next week.
Yeah, we got Lance McGrew coming in as the crew chief of the car starting next weekend. This weekend, Brian Weitzel and Rex and the rest of the team's kind of banding together to work together this weekend, and everything seems to be going pretty good throughout the first practice, and all everybody's attitude's real good, and the work on the car and everything's going pretty well. So we have, we're looking forward to seeing how things go this weekend. Hoping to have a good weekend, and we'll. I guess Monday when we get back to the shop, we'll start preparing for Pocono and discussing with Lance on how that preparation is going to go throughout the week.
And in the event this doesn't get lost, Jeffrey Earnhardt will be making his first nationwide attempt this weekend. Have you had a chance to speak to him and your thoughts about his first start?
I haven't had a chance really to talk to him this week. I've seen him over the last couple of months, once or twice, and he looks like he's got a, got a good, solid outlook on his situation and his opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well he can do. Stanton Barrett has been a good friend of mine, and I'm glad to see that he'll be driving that car, and that's a good little program for a driver, and so hopefully he can learn a lot this weekend and have a good experience and take care of his car on Saturday.
Okay, we'll open up to questions from media. Get your hands up. I've got Ed, then Vince, then Gluck, and then Hembry and Claire. Ed.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Dale, in our continuing gadfly role of passing along to you the latest thing Kyle Busch has said about your latest move, he said this morning, speaking of Lance, he said, I think he's got his hands full. He said if Junior doesn't run well, then he, meaning Lance, is going to be the problem again. And then he said it's never Junior. It's always the crew chief. Do you have a reaction to that?
Well, not really. That doesn't really surprise me, what Kyle says. But, he's always had a chip on his shoulder for me. So I expect any time he gets an opportunity to throw a jab in there, he's going to do it. And that's just his personality. So we're working toward trying to figure out how we can make our deal work, and that has nothing to do with Kyle. So we'll see how this weekend goes and then move forward next week.
Dale, Vince Bonfigli, WNJC Radio. You probably had not too much time to work with the new crew chief for this week, or Lance down the road a piece. Have they implemented any changes that you feel comfortable with in the car this weekend that either helps your confidence or your performance?
Well, not really. I mean, Tony Jr. Set the cars up, and they were loaded in the trailer when we had made all these changes. So, we're real similar to what the 5 cars running this weekend, and so we're kind of real close to our teammates. So we'll have opportunity to be able to lean on them a little bit.
We'll go to Jeff. I got you, Liz.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. Dale, when Rick Hendrick gave you the call and told you what was going on, what was your reaction? Did you anticipate that this was coming, and did you try to talk him out of it in any way?
Well, I didn't anticipate that it was coming. We couldn't work toward fixing our situation over the last couple of weeks if we were anticipating a split between me and Tony Jr., so we were working with a positive attitude that we could turn it around. And, I said before, me and Tony Jr. both had kind of been honest with Rick about making changes if that needed to happen, and just tell us whatever we needed to do, and we would do it. And I'd always enjoyed working with Tony Jr. and even really up to the very last minute, had been my preference, and my real goal from the start was for me and him to have success together, and for me and him to share in success together. So, that probably will always be there, being that we are family, and we really do, when we run good, we really enjoy it more, the fact that we are family. So I didn't really try to persuade Rick one way or the other. I had been in this situation before with Tony Jr. and I had been a little bit more of an influence on which direction we ended up going, and I didn't really think that I was. I didn't think that I needed to do that this time, I didn't think I needed, or I really didn't even want to be in the situation to persuade anybody one way or the other. Mainly because Rick and all the people that work at Hendrick, Ken House and Doug Dukart and Brian Weitzel and all those guys know more about that team than I do, know the history of the team, know the history of the employees. They know what methods have worked in the past. And I really wanted them to make any kind of decision they made on a clear head. And I thought if I were to interject one way or the other, it wasn't going to help. So, me and Tony Jr. both just told Rick, you do whatever you want to do. It's your business. It's your company. And we'll definitely support whichever direction you go.